man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
All right, man. Ishai Smith and Steven Espinoza school Oscar De La Hoya on the contract process for PBC. Now, De La Hoya turned around and said if he don't get a contract by Monday, that the fight is off. All right. Espinoza come out and say, Ishai Smith come out and say, sometime I put on the screen if I remember, sometimes PBC contracts ain't signed into the weigh-in. That's what Kenny Porter has said before that. He said that in the past. Espinoza did an interview on Fight Hub where he said that that Oscar De La Hoya, sometimes his own fighters' contracts ain't signed until the weigh-in, and he know how it go. Obviously, he used to work with Al Heyman. He said that a lot of the legal departments was closed down because of the holidays, and that De La Hoya probably getting cold feet and this, that, and the third. You hear Tank say my side is done, but you hear Ryan Garcia's side ain't done yet, and Oscar say he ain't got a contract and he getting buyer's remorse. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Espinoza said DAZN and Showtime, CBS, everybody's on board. Everybody's cool with the fighter saying yes, and I really don't give a hell, honestly. I really don't care. I don't understand the disconnect. De La Hoya want a formal contract, so he supposed to wait to the weigh-in and then sign the contract. He said he just want a contract. I don't know if it's for them to sign, for them to revise. But Espinoza say, they all agreed to the details, and he getting cold feet, and everybody agreed to it. I don't know, man. I don't know. But like I said, Ishai Smith and Kenny Porter said in the past that sometimes the contracts over there ain't signed into the weigh-in, and y'all got a firm handshake agreement. Because don't nobody want to, cross the most powerful man in boxing, being Al Heyman. So, if that's the case, that's the case. If that's not the case, that's not the case. To me, he set a deadline. So if he's setting a deadline, if he being dead serious, he set a deadline, that means he been trying to get a contract. So we know today is a federal holiday with MLK. So, but it's been a couple weeks since New Year's Eve. It's been a few weeks since Christmas, and New Year's and all that. So, if he want a contract, how hard is it to send a contract? Y'all agreed to this in December. If he been requesting a hard contract, how hard is it? You know what I'm saying? People worked on New Year's Eve. People worked on before Christmas. People worked all for the last couple weeks. People been working. So using the federal government and the holidays as something to hide behind, I think it's a crock of horse shit. Espinoza is just a figurehead. And I don't care how many YouTube niggas you reach out to or how many of these dudes you make sure get in the... I don't care about none of that. I care about the quality of the sport. That's it. I care about the quality of the sport and the product you putting out there. So, you talking about y'all got a deal, we got a handshake agreement. You ain't got no agreement till somebody read that language. And Al Heyman and nobody in this industry is to be trusted off a handshake agreement. You should always go through that language and see what's in that language regardless. And that's what De La Hoya want to see. And you hear the rumors about Al Heyman trying to snatch AJ from Eddie Hearn, and that's kind of why they fell out and stuff. So, you got to watch Al Heyman before you know it. They do the fight, De La Hoya get the contract the night before the fight, read the contract, and then, just sign it, and then before you know it, Ryan Garcia, PBC fighter or some shit like that. So, yeah, nobody in the industry is to be trusted. That's what I don't understand. Espinoza come out and say, well, maybe getting cold feet. We all agreed. Everybody was okay with it. And dude said he want a contract. And if he just said, if I don't get one by Monday and he ain't been requesting it, then yes, it sounded like he trying to get away out the fight. That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like. So I can't tell you if that's the case or not. But you know, people won't believe them until they in the ring fighting each other. It's not because Tank's scared or nothing like that. It's just to the point of, you know, Ryan Garcia pull out of fights and Tank always in trouble. And then you hear Ryan Garcia in that audio that leaked out saying that they told him he couldn't fight before December, when he wanted to fight in October. Then when December came around, then they said they needed a tune-up and all this type of shit, man. I know he ain't lying because Terrence Crawford went through the same thing. Terrence Crawford went through the same exact thing, so I know he ain't lying. They need to get all the advantages. He said we agreed to one weight. I did live on it Sunday night. He said we agreed to one weight, then they changed it. Then he said they changed it. They ain't trying to fight nobody, bro. I'm trying to tell you. They ain't trying to fight nobody outside of PBC. And that's the facts. They don't want to fight nobody. And that's their downfall, for not making the fights on their side of the streets, for not making the fights that the fans want to see. That's their greatest downfall. I'm trying to tell y'all. That's a huge epic downfall for them, because without those 50-50 fights and the fans and the fights that the fans crave for, you can't build no star, and you can't build no company that's not sustainable. And then you doing fights, you know, on 4, 5, 6 weeks notice. I mean, what we in, you know, January 16th, bro? It's the middle of January. It's the middle of January. So you talking about, let's say you got roughly 2 more weeks to go in January. You got a short month in February, 6. Let's say they say we wait 2 weeks into March or 3 weeks into March. You know what I'm saying? You about 9 weeks out. Yeah, you about 7, 8, 9 weeks out to Caleb Plant and Benavidez got to fight, and all you hear is possible fights leaking out, you know, on the undercard. You Posa already had that announced. Benavidez and talking about we agreed to fight, and we agreed with no venue, we agreed with no date. How you agreeing to some shit without venue and date? The venue, I mean, I understand they standard cut of a gate is what it is. They standard cut of pay-per-view, it is what it is, no matter they fight. Come on. I mean, but still, damn. That's wild to me. That's super wild. Al Heyman running this shit like a mom and pop crack house. It's just off the humbug. And then he not allowing people who want to travel to the fights to travel to the fights. He not. If you can travel at the last minute, you can travel at the last minute. But he really just saying, you know what? It's really a local thing if it's in Vegas or it's in Cali. Or if you in Vegas and Cali, you can make it to Vegas. If you in Cali, if you in Vegas, you can make it to Cali. If you from Cali, you can make it in Vegas. Come on, you'd be crazy if you don't buy a refundable plane ticket if you going to see Ryan and Tank April 15th. Shit, LaHoya telling people it's April 17th. That's like a Tuesday. You would be crazy to buy a non-refundable ticket. It would be crazy. And now all the contracts ain't signed till the end, and you can't see the contracts till the end, and they agreed to everything. Yeah, you agreed to, I don't know if you seen the language. You verbally agree. You getting them contracts, some of them language a little bit murky. So, you know, is this fight good for the culture of boxing? Absolutely the fuck not. And I already explained why it's not. It's not. So I don't have to go over why it's not good for boxing over and over again, because it's not. Keep telling y'all that. If you ain't trying to fight the best, you trying to fight around the best to get to where you gotta go, it ain't gonna work. And everybody wanted to pick the route of least resistance. And I'm gonna talk about Eastside Cruz and Regis Progress if the video ain't already go up. It'll go up later or tomorrow. And you got challengers they ain't never had a world title, or challengers in general trying to dictate their purses to champions. Like, dude, how you gonna tell a champion what to dictate if you ain't Canelo, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya status? You take what I say you take, or what the purse split say you take. And a lot of these dudes crying they want to be world champions, but they don't want to have to eat sardines. They don't want to have to eat Vienna sausages. It's like everybody out here, you know, everybody want to cry that they had to struggle. They got it out the mud, and they ain't had no help, or everybody want to be black till it's time to be black. Same shit. Till it's time to go put in that work and go earn it. Don't nobody want to earn it. Everybody want a safety net. Everybody want, I want this amount of money, and you ain't worth shit. You ain't even the main event material. But yeah, that's all I got, man. But for the most part, I don't believe nothing that PBC got to say, bro, at all. It's a third-rate organization. They don't want to make these fights. Ryan Garcia is unpredictable. The Showtime platform is unpredictable. The shit seem like you show up to work tomorrow. You leave work on Friday and come Monday, it ain't there no more. Gervonta is unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? So, who knows? But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.